Welcome back. So today we're doing something I never thought we would be doing, which is a legitimate unboxing video. I got a dream tool in the mail from a very, very good longtime friend that I have not stopped thanking since. Thank you, Shar. In a lot of senses, this is a thank you. This video is a thank you to show you what you got me and how cool it is. I opened the box with the back of a hook instead of reaching for a knife, and a room full of sharp objects. I was so excited, I chose to do it the wrong way faster. The max power way. So this is what's in the box that you got me. Lubricant. I promise I'm an adult. And a bunch of rotary accessories, which are all fine and dandy, and they will all be used and worn out within a very short period of time by me, based on how I use it. The big deal of the Foredom tool is it is a flex shaft, so you have more mobility, and you also it has a smaller profile for the handpiece, as you can see here, and it's foot powered, so you can very, very finely tune how fast your handpiece is going and rotating, instead of anything like if something goes wrong, you just pick your foot up, immediately stop the tool. It's very, very cool. And you can see, like, size matters in this case. Smaller is better. I am a grown-up, but it is more ergonomic and it's easier on your hand and long time use. Instructions that I never read, cardboard that doesn't matter. All of these things are inside the box. It is rather nicely packaged. I don't know what people talk about in unboxing videos, so we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. This little accessory holder, it's nice, it's useful, it's pretty, it spins. Adrian, please stop it. Cool. And this is the foot pedal. Foot pedal has power that goes to the motor. Motor is right here. And this is sort of the heart and soul of this entire tool. It has to hang higher than your handpiece, so it needs to be hung from like a pole or a stand. I'll figure out how to do that in a bit. But it's got forward, reverse, off. If you plug it directly into the wall and turn it to forward or reverse, it will go maximum speed in forward or reverse immediately. So you have to plug it into your foot pedal so that you don't do that. I learned that the easy way and the hard way. They're the same thing. Yep. So one plug goes into that one plug, and then the other plug goes into the wall. Everybody's happy. This is the connector from the handpiece to the motor. That little tab is what's spinning the thing in the middle, and the motor is spinning the tab. And you probably know how motors work, so I'm just going to shut up. So my animator brain was like, you kind of have to see this. The dots look like they're going in one direction and the other direction based on their speed and their spacing and the frame rate of the camera and the lighting. And I think that's just a really cool effect. So let's put all this stuff up, and you can see sort of how much it comes with. I did learn that regular Dremel tool accessories do not fit in these holes. These holes would need to be expanded for them to be able to be put in there. Please, just calm down with the spitting. Alright, so this has gone from an unboxing video to a fidget spinner video, and for that I apologize. There we go. So let's get the shaft out of the box. You can chuckle. I'm not. It's not funny anymore. It was always funny. But there are more instructions in here. Once I get the dang thing open. There we go. Drop the chuck. Really glad I didn't drop the handpiece. But this little lightsaber here is cool as hell. It feels really good. This little indent in the back here. Oh, there's the front. But this little indent in the back is how you connect the motor to your handpiece. And that's the chuck. You've seen a chuck before. Now you've seen a chuck in a rotary tool. This being the first time that I've used this, like, how do I put this? It seems like a really precise chuck. So that's about as much commentary and as useful to you as bricks on a snail, but whatever. It feels good. If I had my choice, I would probably make the chuck look a little bit different, but functionally feels fine. I just have to remember not to lose it. I might put some color on it. I lose things very easily. So we're going to temporarily hang this on the workbench that I just made using clamps, a little thing to get the pole higher, and just in general, I have a plan for this. That doesn't quite work, does it? No. If the motor doesn't hang higher than the handpiece, it doesn't work. Or you're going to damage it, or like something else bad is going to happen. So you just can't do it. But, as you saw in the beginning, Chekhov's hooks. You can't show a hook at the beginning and not use it by the end. You also get to see me drill poorly into a hanging, vibrating object. And we're just going to get rid of the end of this screw. We're just going to get rid of the end of this screw. If you're still watching, thank you. If you haven't completely shut down like I have mentally, thank you for watching, and like and subscribe during inarguably the worst part of this video. Alright, I'm taking away my adult status until this thing breaks off. I am an adult again. Technically. So we get rid of the back of the screw just so that I don't have a stabbing hazard in my shop. And the bane of my existence. These screws have given me a lot of trouble. Anyway, now a hand-forged hook. I had to move my light. Hope you don't mind. Hand-forged hook hangs the motor. Motor attaches to our little thing. Plugs go where the plugs go. Nope, that's wrong. I worked that out off camera after 45 more minutes. Nice little click. This is the first time that I have spun the motor that I got on camera while wearing my tendinitis boot. And that's the first time this tool has spun on camera. So lots of firsts going on here. You can see how slow it can go. And as it ramps up in speed, like there's no shake, there's no wobble. It just looks really, really nice. I'm super happy with it, and I haven't even done anything with it yet. I love it. Thank you again, Char. The unboxing is done, and the next 15 minutes are just me using this tool poorly, but learning to use it. So, straight away, I'm going to tell you that the very first use of this tool, I use it incorrectly. But I use it the wrong way slower, which is somehow worse. I'm supposed to use it the wrong way faster. I'll explain what my logic is, and then you may properly judge me and maybe comment how you've used a tool wrong in the past to make me feel better, or just make me feel worse. It's your option. You can do what you like. What I've seen people do is I've seen people put holes into sheet metal with relatively little pressure, and in my brain I remembered it being a carbide burr, but that isn't what the burr is supposed to be used for. I learned much later that you can put a tiny drill bit in there, and you can just very gently feather the pedal until it puts a hole in something, exactly like a drill is supposed to. What I also learned is you can waller out a hole with a carbide burr and put a hole in something anyway. I've already put one in, and by the second one, I looked at the camera and realized that I hadn't gotten my first use of the tool on camera. And by the third use of it, I have put a third hole into my table that I just made, and none of me cares. I am so fine with it. I could fill it in with super glue. I can make all of the mistakes in this table very pretty at some point. It is not concerning to me at all. But you also see that you can let up pressure very, very quickly. You can let your foot off the pedal. It'll stop relatively fast. It's like using a pin that is way too big, but in a way that is, honestly, it could be worse. Doing this with a Dremel tool without foot power would feel irresponsible in a way that I cannot quite explain. So now we're going to put it through its paces. I got this tool right before my very first sit-down table at a show. Hold on, we have to move it over. There we go. I had to use it on the right side. But I got this tool right before going to a show where I sold copper rings. I sold some of those hooks. I even sold the Oops All Mistakes to a good friend of mine. Thank you, Will. And thank you, Andy, for letting me sit at a table and sell things. It was fun. It was very fun. And I've had people say, hey, would you like to sell things before? Or do you sell your rings? And the answer was, not yet. Now I can say, I have, but only in person. One day I'll get up in Etsy. That's not what this is about. This is about me trying to use a Dremel tool somewhat incorrectly. What I'm trying to do here is use some platinum white polish to take off oxides, and instead it polished the oxides, which one is kind of cool. But I wanted to get these down to bare metal and then polish them. So, as you can see, the difference between polished oxides and oxidized copper, just from time. So, instead, at this point, I have done it to 3 rings, and I feel like it's taking too long. So I switched to a more correct tool. This is a little like Scotch-Brite brush from a Dremel tool set that came with probably 100 of them. And this one was the business. This with foot power and breathing protection, because these things put off a lot of dust, and I wear the ever-loving hell out of this little Scotch-Brite so fast. But this did it. This brush and all of the rings that I've made for the last 2 years, all in the same place, all cleaned in under 3 hours. I'm super, super impressed with how this thing worked. It is honestly, like, I feel like I'm shaking talking about it because I haven't been able to get in and use it in a while, and it just makes me so damn happy. So, I get to cleaning absolutely everything. And one of the major differences that you don't really hear about or talk about is going max speed on a Dremel tool feels unsafe. It just, like, it feels actively wrong and like you shouldn't do it. Going full pedal down on here really doesn't feel that bad. It just feels like, it feels so much safer. So that is one of the things that this is also giving me, which is a little bit of peace of mind the more and more I get used to it. And instead of making you watch me polish absolutely every single ring in real time or in like crackhead speeds, we're going to show you a smorgasbord of how the thing works with everything else. Fun video editing tip. At 1200 speed, the sound doesn't know what to do, and it plays slower than the video goes fast. Just fun facts for you. Subscribe if you want more editing tips. Please don't. Don't ask me for editing tips. I don't know what I'm doing. But this is what 2 years worth of copper rings in practice looks like. I have some rings that I made day one, and I have some rings that I made weeks before moving. So it's been an interesting learning experience, but it's also interesting going back and re-interacting, I suppose, with these things that I have made for so long. Like, I remember bits and pieces of each of these rings and how I made it, why I made it, who influenced it. I'm very, very inspired by, what's his name? Silvermeister. He is a Korean ring maker that works almost exclusively in silver, and he'll put gold sheet metal on top of something. He'll oxidize it, he'll polish it just a little bit, and it looks so good. But his hammering technique is one that I absolutely adore, and I'm trying not to copy wholesale, which I can't because he made his own texturing hammer, but I've been emulating it to sort of, how do I say it? To learn, and also to figure out maybe why he does some things. But you should go check out Silvermeister. Also, I'm going to put up a list of jewelers that have been really, really cool to watch, full of helpful tips, and even just really relaxing to watch and see their process. Silvermeister doesn't say a damn word either, and it is the most followable video of any ring maker that I think I have seen. Videos, plural. He makes rings, pins, all this other stuff. This is basically an ad for Silvermeister, so you should go watch him. But no, for real. Also, I'm not being paid by anyone. Foredom has not sponsored me. Obviously, if they saw this video, neat. But this is, you know what? This is now, go look at Shar Reed Art on Instagram, on Twitter. It might just be Shar Reed. I'll put up her links as well. She's an awesome artist. She's a really good person. And just thank you literally forever. I will have this tool until I'm dead. And I'm not going to get buried with it. I think somebody should use it after I die. In 87 years. I'm going to live to be 130 bitches. Not editing that out. And fun fact, almost positive that Sonic the Hedgehog's rings are made of brass. Because these are solid brass. They're just round stock that has been made rounder. And that's exactly what they look like. It's a pain in the ass to make a completely round ring. It's not an uncomfortable ring. It's just not perfect. I kind of want to make a bag of them just to hand out rings at a convention to Sonic cosplayers. It'd be very fun. Also, I'm a huge nerd. Also, if you have suggestions for D&D style rings or any style of ring, I'm interested in knowing what they might be. So, again, make comments and I might make something because I am inspired to do so. And then I'll sell it to you. Sorry, I'm a little excited. I haven't recorded a video I haven't recorded audio in a very long time. I'll use this time where I'm just gently polishing all of these bare metal rings now to tell you that I have had surgery on my foot. And this was recorded probably a little over a month ago now, which I have been in a cast. I cannot stand on my right foot. Haglund's deformity and tendinitis have been repaired, but the recovery is about a full year before I get full function back to my foot, or I won't feel it, they'll say. In about 4 months, I should be able to walk again inside of a normal shoe, which is not something that I've been able to do for about 9 months. Put that in perspective. Very thankful from work from home is the only good thing that has come out of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. I'll leave a link to why that's applicable as well. But I really like finding these twisted rings again. I sold a couple of those. I sold one of the more adjustable rings. I was able to adjust it on the spot for a guy and his daughter who were like, I like copper rings, and they didn't care that they turned your finger green. So they were very sweet, and I pulled out a ring mandrel right there, and I just pulled it down until it was the right size to fit her finger, and I was like, here you go. Enjoy. They did pay for it. I didn't just hand it to them. Selling rings is a unique experience for me because I haven't sold damn near anything. I've done some commissions. I commit the Curse Blade Winona. That was a commission for a friend, and she got it and she loves it, and it makes me very happy that a knife is in the right spot. But I've never sold anything to complete randos outside of one convention in 2014 or 15. I sold 3 Amon masks to complete strangers that I made and mold and cast myself. And even that was kind of surreal. But now, just a bunch of rings, bunch of stories. If you're still hanging out, thank you. This is what polished couple years of work off and on, learning processes, and just good old click-clacks. If you're still watching, thank you very much. You have been enormously patient, and I hope that if you're listening to this and you want to make something, go make it. There's no excuse not to, other than time, money, effort, or your own exhaustion. So there are excuses. There are reasons. But if you can make something and you want to, I highly encourage you to do so. The Foredom approves. I approve. I put away my tool very respectfully. I have treated it very nicely since I've had it, and I look forward to years of annoying you with how I use it in the future. I've put on every single ring that it's possible for me to put on that I have ever made. Just keep that in mind should you ever buy something from me in the future. If you like my nonsense, like, subscribe. You know what YouTube is. You know what it does. If you don't like it, don't. That's fine. But thanks for watching. And if you're ever curious about how some things are done on YouTube, I will show you them. This is how the magic trick is done. I glazed over 2 of them very quickly in this video. But video editing is it's very specific. You just cut out the frames where you don't want something to happen, and then you emulate the action that you've already done, and you drop a cable, and it looks like something just disappeared. I know. Mind-blowing. Thank you, This Old Tony, for making everybody do this. Another link for This Old Tony. All right. Everybody have a good day, night, wherever you are. Bye.